Welcome back. The discussion is still going on. You just caught me just asking a few questions about the UN Habitat Assembly that's going to happen right here in Kenya from the 5th to the 9th. And I like that during the first half of the interview, you kept on talking about action, that even during this second conference, you would like to see not only discussion, but action points. How do we then educate the citizens and people and ensure that there is behavioral change, that these meetings are not just good meetings, but actually the citizens understand the importance of some of these things discussed and how they can take part?
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for that. I think this question is very close to my heart.
Yes.
Because it's when you talk about action, I think before we can change other people, we have to change ourselves.
That's true.
There is the behavioral change.
Yes. The change I want to see in my country must first begin with
me. The change start,
with me.
Begin with me.
Yes.
Yeah. Then with the family, then with the community, then with the county, or maybe with the country, and of course it's global. I think that is very important when you talk about change. Not only change, but it's transformative change.
Yes.
We have to transform in order to accelerate, as you said, about the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goal. And what I would like to share also with you is that when you talk about the change, then one of the topic that we were going to discuss during Habitat Assembly is localization.
Yes.
Meaning that how can we bring the global commitment, the global policy, Paris Agreement, New Urban Agenda, Addis Ababa, going all the way down to the ground, that the aunties, the uncle,
yes,
the fishermen or the traders understand what is it about.
Yeah.
I remember, Cynthia, in one of my experience, when we talk about, just say, waste management and rubbish. There's one person who told me is that rubbish has no hand,
yes,
rubbish has no leg,
that's
rubbish
true.
has no wing.
Yes.
But how can rubbish clog the drain that cause the natural disaster like flooding?
Yes.
Who is the culprit?
Exactly.
It's us.
I'm learning.
Yes.
It starts with me.
That's with me.
Yes.
So I think this is very important. One is the capacity building and education.
Yes.
To educate actually the young people.
Yes.
I mean the children, the school children. That's why when you talk about waste management, when we have the Waste Wise Cities initiative, we include also the young, the youth, and also the children at school. I think this is very important to start at a young age.
Yes.
Because I think sometimes it's easier to talk to the young people, and then they can go back. Mom, don't throw the rubbish. I learned from school. It's not throwing the rubbish. That is another.
Yes.
Second is also from our Habitat Assembly, we will have also Urban Expo. This Urban Expo is for the other member states or the countries or the cities to showcase the example that is successful to transform their cities, and also to showcase their challenges, hoping that there can be a change of ideas, change of the best practices. This is also maybe hopefully that can accelerate the achievement of the SDG. And another one is also we at UN Habitat, we have the capacity building, we have the training. We just had a few training with the Kenyan government official to understand.
Yes.
Because once they understand the content of the 17 SDG and the 169 target, and then they can translate it maybe in Swahili, in other language, like in my language, maybe in Malay, so that can be understood by everybody. I think this is very important. Communication.
Yes.
This is how can we communicate the UN language into to the people on the ground.
As you said earlier, localization.
That's why one of the resolution will be also the localization.
Yes. Yes, yes.
How can we localize the SDG?
Yes, and even as you're talking about localization and talking about events starting with children at a young age, then are we going to see the UN Habitat begin to have more programs in Kenya with schools?
Yes, we have the youth unit in UN Habitat. We are dealing with school children. I remember, Cynthia, my first encounter, my first official work that I, at that time on the first or second day, I met the school children in Gigiri. They came to visit our complex. And then they asked me, then I give this to them. I said that, how can you, he asked me a question, how that you are now from Malaysia, you came to Nairobi and become the ED. Oh, for us it's very difficult. Then I said that, let's turn the impossible to I am possible. You know the word impossible? Change it to I am possible. So I think this is one of the areas that we are looking, and we have the youth center. Youth center in many countries, especially also we have youth center in Matare, we have youth center in Rwanda. It's very active, very successful, and we are also having a new center also in other parts of the in Mozambique when I went there to visit, and also in Burkina Faso and all that. We work very much with the young people.
And here in Kenya, what has been your experience in the rural areas, and is there a particular project that has stuck out for you during your visits?
I love Kenya rural area. Yes, it's especially the weather. It's so nice. And when I was waiting for this, then I look at the what the president said, that is about agriculture. I think this is the potential of the Kenyan rural area for to have this food bank in terms of increase in terms of agriculture commercially. I think this is very important. And if you look at around that, you have a lot of the vegetable farm, and then the flower farm, and I think potential of the Kenyan rural area is on the husbandry, and also cattle rearing, and in the agricultures for food production. I think that's very important. Another one, of course, is your tourism, your Masai Mara, your Amboseli, and all that. That's also stuck into my eye. And I think what is important is that when you talk about sustainable urbanization, we need to provide facilities that available in the city, in the rural area, so that we can cater the needs of the people in the rural area, so that they don't have to come over to Nairobi to go to hospital, to clinics and all that. So whatever facilities that you have in the cities, they should be given maybe in different category, different size in the rural area. Then that is also very, very important for the urban-rural linkages in terms of giving the sustainable urbanization.
I want to follow up on the conference, and also for others who might not be able to attend, but we can follow it up on social media. What will be the hashtag?
Hashtag UNHA2. Unha.
Okay, I'm definitely writing that and following up from the 5th to the 9th of June. Thank you so much, Maimuna Muhammad Sharif, for joining us today. And I did follow us and notice some things about you, that you've enjoyed living in Kenya. You truly love Kenya, and also you are truly a champion of sustainable urbanization. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, the conference will be held next week from the 5th to the 9th. We will definitely be following up that story for you. I can see the sports desk is ready, so let's change gears, and after the short break we will have sports news for you.